edge of your seat, holding your breath with every shot and every little mistake. Feels like the whole game could flip at any second. Let's dive right in. Starting with number 10, we have a moment that's basically snooker lore. Steve Davis versus John Spencer in 1982. This was history in the making. Davis became the first player ever to nail a 147 in a professional tournament. This was a statement that would change snooker forever. When Davis potted that final black, it was a moment that would be etched into sporting history forever. His opponent John Spencer watched in awe as Davis rewrote the record books.
I don't know about Steve, but I'm getting nervous.
Well, as if this young man...
At number 9, we have this match that's become the stuff of absolute sporting legend. Taylor was the ultimate underdog. With his iconic glasses that looked like they'd been put on upside down, he faced Steve Davis, the 3-time world champion who seemed absolutely untouchable. The bookies gave Taylor zero chance. Davis was the number 1 ranked player in the world, a titan of snooker, who seemed destined to win every single time he stepped up to the table. And then the match started. Davis went up 8-0. But Taylor had other plans. The final frame came down to the most insane finish possible. At 62-59, everything hung on a single black ball. Whoever potted it would become world champion. The entire hall was holding its breath. You could hear a pin drop. Taylor missed his black ball, his final shot. Davis thought he'd get a free pass, all ready to pounce on the mistake. But nope, Davis missed the black ball too. And just like that, the tables turned. Now Taylor had his shot at redemption, ready to grab that opportunity with both hands. And in a moment, the hall erupted, and Taylor was practically dancing at the table. He'd just beaten the best player in the world in the most dramatic way possible.
He's done it! Dennis Taylor, for the first time, becomes...
At number 8, let's talk about Ronnie O'Sullivan, the absolute magician of snooker. His match against Ding Junhui at the Masters was pure magic. O'Sullivan found himself trailing 3-0, and most players would have crumbled under that pressure. But Ronnie smirked at the challenge, rolled up his sleeves, and reminded everyone why he's called the Rocket. He stormed back to win 9-3, leaving everyone completely stunned. His breaks of 1-3-5 and 1-2-1 were a masterclass that would ultimately boost his confidence to win the World Championship. O'Sullivan makes impossible shots look like child's play. And if you thought that was impressive, let me tell you about number 7 on our list, a comeback story that had everyone's jaws on the floor. The 2021 World Grand Prix final between O'Sullivan and Neil Robertson was pure sporting drama. At this point, the critics were sharpening their knives, convinced that O'Sullivan was past his prime. He had gone through a long title drought, and many believed his dominance was fading. But he had other plans. Robertson took an early lead, making it look like O'Sullivan's struggles were set to continue. But just when everyone thought the match was slipping away, he locked in and refused to go down without a fight. He levels the scores at 7-7, then absolutely demolishes Robertson in the evening session, winning 3 out of 4 frames to take the title. It was his 38th career ranking title, and was a slap to all his critics who had dared to doubt him. O'Sullivan made it clear that resilience and self-belief are what separate legends from the rest. Speaking of rivalries, at number 6 we have John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan. Their 2021 Betfred Masters quarter-final. This was a historic moment that would be talked about for years to come. 5 consecutive century breaks. We're talking 125 and 103 from O'Sullivan, 145, 110 and 134 from Higgins. It was like watching 2 musical geniuses have a duel, except their instruments were snooker cues. Each break was a masterpiece, each shot a brushstroke of pure sporting brilliance. Higgins sealed the win at 5-3, reflecting on a rivalry that had defined an entire era of snooker. And then there's Alex Higgins and Ray Reardon at number 5. These players had an intense match in the 1982 World Championship. This was pure emotion personified. Higgins trailed 15-15 in the final session and goes on an Next at number 4, we have the match between Judd Trump and Mark Williams in the 2022 World Snooker Championship. Pure sporting drama that would make Hollywood screenwriters jealous. 35 frames of non-stop intensity. Trump won 17-16 in a deciding frame that had everyone on the absolute edge of their seats. Williams fought back brilliantly, bringing the score to within 2 frames. Trump's breaks of 57 and 77 seemed to be slipping away, but then, in a moment of pure magic, Trump stopped the slide with a 113 break that would ultimately secure his victory.
It looks good. It looks very good. It's in. And Mark Williams comes forward. These 2 players have given us one of the best semi-finals.
Next at number 3, we have Bai Yulu versus Mink Nucharat. Mink is the world number 1 who'd been crushing it all tournament, but suddenly facing her ultimate challenge. She's down 1-3, looking like she might crumble. But no, she fights back, frame by frame, turning this final into an absolute thriller that'll have you holding your breath.
Of exceptional quality. Trying to get the double. It's not far away. It's in. Fantastic way to win this championship.
Coming in at number 2, the incredible match where Luca Bressel faced Kyron Wilson in the 2021 UK Championship. This was a coming-of-age story disguised as a snooker match. Breaks of 102, 97, 80 and 112. Bressel was putting on an absolute masterclass. This was a young player announcing to the world that he'd arrived. Each shot was a statement, each break a declaration of his potential. The kind of performance that wins matches as well as wins fans and cements legacies. Last on our list is Judd Trump's 147 break in the 2022 Champion of Champions final. Most players would be happy with a standard win, but Trump, he went on to make a stunning 147, joining the elite group of players who have achieved a maximum break in a tournament final. Trump faced Ronnie O'Sullivan to pull it back to 6-2 in the 2022 Cazoo Champion of Champions final. So, next time when someone tells you snooker is just a boring game of balls and cues, you hit him with these stories. Because this is art. This is drama. This is human potential unleashed on a battlefield of green felt. And that's it for this video. Which match was your favourite? Let us know in the comments. For more snooker content...